I'm Mark Scherer. I'm the CEO and founder of Encompass Life and the host of the Encompassing Life Podcast. And today we have Mifsud on the call. And Jesi is the owner of the Blue Door. It's a yoga and Ayurvedic studio, and she does a lot of other things with her business as well, focusing on wellness. And she's in the Bay Area of San Francisco. And she's here to tell us about her business and her passion of how she got into it. Welcome to the show, Jesi.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
And like I said, I know you look like I've known you from somewhere before. Maybe you just have one of those faces, but it sure feels like it. So, so Jesi, what had you get to start your own studio?
Well, I'm kind of a type A personality. And so when I found yoga back in 2010, I loved it so much. It spoke so much to me, that first class that I did, that I knew I was going to become a teacher. I knew that I had to share this practice with, at that time, I was a mom with young kids, really, really busy lifestyle, and my brain just never shut down. So when I went to that yoga class and for an hour, I breathed, thought of nothing but the connection to my body, my breath, the stillness, and decided I needed to share that with everyone. And so I decided right then and there to become a teacher. And I knew I was going to open a studio because I like to do things my way. So
Gotcha.
Blue Door was born then.
What was your first yoga class? What type of class was it?
It was just like what most Americans run into. It was at my local 24-hour fitness, New Year's resolution, January 2010. I decided I needed to get healthy, take care of myself, and focus on my well-being instead of just giving it all to my family. And so I just did this class that had wonderful teacher from Yoga Works, which is the lineage that I ended up doing my 200-hour training in. And I was hooked from that moment on.
Was it like a hatha class or
Yes, it was a hatha with some flow, but yes, a lot of alignment based, holding of the poses, focusing on the breath.
awesome? And so that was in 2010,
Mhm.
and 5 years in the making before you started your own studio.
Yes. So, had to continue practicing, go through my 200-hour training, which I graduated in 2013 from Mill Valley Yoga Works. And then I started trying to get some clients under my belt and started doing one-on-one sessions with some friends, really deeply discounted so I could build up my client base, but also build up my confidence and my ability to be a good teacher. So I did that in from 2013 to April 2015 when I had enough clients and it was time to open a studio, start doing public classes, getting more people in at a single time than just one-on-ones.
And you're joining together yoga and Ayurvedic as well now, correct? You're mixing yoga and Ayurvedic,
Yes.
right?
So I believe, yeah, so I really believe that taking care of yourself is a full-time job, and especially in our Western culture where everything is allopathic care and pharmaceutical based.
Hmm.
So I really believe that it's a inside out, outside in job, and you need to pull in all your tools. So Ayurveda is deeply rooted into the yoga practice. And I feel like there's a lot of yoga studios that have stripped the Ayurveda out of yoga. And I feel like it doesn't have as much efficacy
Hmm.
as it could when it's coupled with Ayurveda.
Gotcha. How long were you involved with Ayurveda before? Was it at the same time you were doing yoga, or was that something you had before you were
Well,
doing yoga?
so that's a great question because I actually, when I was in my 200-hour training, my teacher asked me, well, she asked the class, she said, during our Ayurveda weekend, she said, who here knows Ayurveda? And I didn't raise my hand because even though I'm Indian, I figured, I don't really know what Ayurveda is. And then when we started going through the Ayurvedic weekend, and I realized that so much of Ayurvedic principles are baked into the Indian culture that I knew a lot more than I thought I did, but it wasn't, it's in the Indian culture. No one says, like when my grandmother or my mother were cooking or giving us some Ayurvedic remedy, they never said, oh, and by the way, this is Ayurveda. They just said, here, take this, eat this. So Ayurveda is just baked into the culture, and I wasn't even aware of it.
Well, that's cool. So you start taking classes, and you're going, "Oh my gosh, I've been living this," and my mom and grandmother and all of
100%.
that's awesome. Already ingrained in
Yeah,
you, and now you just learn the terminology and technology what they're why they're doing what they're doing. That's a great place.
exactly. And it's so easy.
Yeah, great place to be. Awesome. So you vegetarian or
I was raised vegetarian and I don't do so well being vegetarian. I have a hard time absorbing iron. And so I need to eat meat just because I am not good at absorbing iron out of my food. And I still take iron supplements because I just don't absorb it well.
gotcha. I was I did raw for about I guess maybe 2 or 3 years, and that was tough,
Mhm.
especially traveling and doing that. And I started incorporating mostly chicken and fish, and I have done some red meat occasionally, but for the most part, it was chicken and fish. Doing the raw stuff, I felt really well, but man, it's a very disciplined way to live.
Ayurveda also says that eating raw is really difficult on your digestive system.
Hmm.
It takes a lot more agni, which is that digestive fire. It has to be a lot more robust to be able to break down all that fiber and that coldness
Hmm.
of the food. So Ayurveda really pushes a little more of cooking everything, especially in oils, good oils like olive oil and ghee, so that it's easier to digest.
Hmm. So you said your studio, when we were talking earlier, is about 3,500 square feet. You offer a whole variety of services there. Can you list all the services you do?
Yeah, sure. So we have a lot of movement classes because I think it's so important to move your body. And the movement classes also build strength. They give you all of that good endorphins and all that stuff. So we have mat Pilates, we have bar classes, we have traditional yoga, hatha, vinyasa, functional movement classes. In addition to that, like I said, we're a full spa. So we have acupuncture, therapeutic massage, craniosacral therapies, reflexology, Ayurveda, um, private stretch, private yoga, inflammation consults from an Ayurvedic bend. So a lot of stuff to help keep you functioning at 100%.
Have you ever heard of a process called body electronics by any chance?
Body electronics?
Hmm.
No.
We
What is that?
Great question. We have it on. It's on our website. We do the system called body electronics. It's a way of resetting the endocrine system to where it's running the way it was designed to. Is one of the things we do when the functionality of that. It helps if there's any type of trauma in the body. It releases the trauma, whether it be experiential or genetic. So people will relive memories of their grandmother going through something as if they were their grandmother. I mean, it's a really different modality. Take a look at it on our website sometimes if you're interested. But it's wild. We do classes on that too. Um, so your your business is in the Bay Area, and about how many clients are you running through a week? How big is your studio,
So, of
personnel
course,
wise?
it varies, but yeah, we're a membership-based studio, but we, of course, are open to everyone. So the bulk of the students that come through here are probably going to be Blue Door members that are on some kind of membership package. And we currently have 160 members. But we have, like I said, people coming in for one-off wellness visits, facials, things like that, and also one-off classes or 10 packs. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
probably in 1 week, we've got 30 classes and anywhere from 10 to 20 people in a class. So
Mhm.
that's the math.
You do hot yoga in your studio too?
No,
Oh,
we don't do hot yoga. And the reason that I don't do hot yoga is because I really believe that you, as the practitioner, need to be in control of the whole process and allow your body to create the heat that it needs to create. So, like I said, the inside out job is the yoga. It's you're working from internally and really focusing on what is it that I need from this class in this moment. And you build the heat through the breath, through the depth of the poses, and all of that. So the rooms are usually sitting at about 74 degrees. And I think that's optimum for being able to get the practice that you need in that moment.
gotcha. What, so you've been in business for 10 years. What philosophy do you have that's had you be able to be in business for 10 years? What's your core philosophy?
Well, I really feel like what I'm giving people is an opportunity to connect a little more deeply with their core, with their health, their well-being, their reason for being here, to give them some stillness. So my focus mostly is women. I love working with women and hormones. So that's what I personally love doing. And that's a majority of who, unfortunately, that's the majority of the client base for most yoga studios is going to be women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and that is the core group. And I think it's because women in that age group are experiencing a lot of stressors. And so, what I'm allowing at Blue Door is to give them an opportunity to find themselves
Mm,
and find that stillness.
awesome. So
So, the philo-
imagine you have people coming in with all kind of health issues and things, right? And you have a
we
particular
do.
a particular um, transformation story you could share with us?
I can share my transformation story because I think it all roots from the owner. If you're not passionate about what you do and if you haven't seen some transformation personally, then what you're giving your clients is going to be a watered down version of what it
Right.
could be.
You got you got you
So,
got you got to live it
um,
to you got to live it.
unfortunately, sometimes that's true. Yeah.
Hmm.
So in 2017, I was actually diagnosed with a autoimmune disease. I ended up getting rheumatoid arthritis, and my Ayurveda doc, Blue Doors Ayurveda doc, at the time actually was the one who diagnosed me. And she was like, Jesi, I really think you have rheumatoid arthritis. And my first comment to her was, I can't. I practice yoga. And I really thought that there was this blanket that was going to save me
Right.
from all of the world just because yoga and I own Blue Door. And that's not true. I mean, you have to take the tenets and the practices wholeheartedly and you have to live them in order
Right.
for them to work. So I was growing a business, I was working long hours, I was full of stress, I was putting a lot of systems in place, and I wasn't taking care of myself. So even though I was practicing and doing the physical practice, I was not doing the rest of the work that I needed to do. My nutrition wasn't where it needed to be. My meditation practice had fallen off. My sleep was disordered. Come to realize I was also in perimenopause at the time. So
Mm.
my hormones were not there to support me.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, I ended up in a disease state. My rheumatologist, when I saw him in June of 2017, basically gave me a life sentence and said, this is a disease you're going to have for the rest of your life, and you're going to be on the meds for the rest of your life. And it's only going to get worse and worse, and you're going to have to go to stronger and stronger medications. I could not live with that. So I immediately started jumping into everything that Blue Door has to offer, all of the wellness and spa private sessions along with the practice and my Ayurveda doc. And I moved into living a more Ayurvedic lifestyle with the diet and living with the seasons and all of that. And in 2 months, I put my disease into remission. And I think it was because I own Blue Door.
Yeah, that's amazing. Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, um, you said you're in the Bay Area. Is there a particular area that people you tend to get people from? Like where, Bay Area is huge. So, what's your locale?
Right. So we're in the North Bay. We're in the wine country, and we are based in We're Petaluma adjacent. I'll say that because we're in Pengrove, but we're right next to Petaluma. So we are pulling from the south area of Sonoma County.
Okay. So, um, I did, and what's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
They can jump on our website, ilovebluedoor.com. They can jump on our Instagram, I Love Blue Door, or our Facebook page, and all of our contact information is there.
Awesome. So, I like to end the podcast with a particular question. And my question is, what do you love about life? If you can make it about big out of life and instead of a little squeaky out of life, that would be awesome.
Well, what I love about life is that I get to be the owner of Blue Door and I get to be a part of this amazing community. To be able to do something that I'm so passionate about and share something that is not just my job, but my way of living is unbelievable. I can't believe that this is what I get to do
And get paid for it.
on a daily basis.
Yeah. And get paid for it. Yeah. So it's so beautiful when you can
Yeah,
do something you love and get paid for it. It's like I'm not even working. I'm just enjoying life and getting paid to enjoy life. Great place to
I
be.
agree. I mean,
Great place to be.
it is.
Yeah. I'm doing this. I'm doing the same thing I'm doing here. I love what I do. Love working with people. It's so fun. Never have to work a day in my life.
We're very lucky.
Yes, indeed. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for being on the call. I wish you success in your journey and many blessings to you as well. Thank you for being on.
Thanks, Mark.
Welcome.